about. I have a few questions here that I want to ask you guys, so I wrote it down, the questions, because we are here to try to approach life differently. But first, we need to actually figure it out how we approach life today, right? So if we want to see differently, first we have to see, how we approach life as for today. So I have a few questions, and it's no right or wrong, and it's also not a question that you are going to interpret as intellectually, meaning it's not what you know, it's how you do it. You see the difference? Okay. I might know that charity is important in life, but when somebody asks me to do a charity work, I might say no. You get it? Okay, so I want you to be honest, and even if you don't want to share the answer, that's okay, but just try to respond within, okay? Got it? Okay, so things are not working for you. Let's put something, right, out there. Let's put a scenario that it's not real, but let's say that things are not working for you. How do you deal with it? It's not how you should deal with it, but how do you deal with it? Frustration? Yes. Okay. And what else? It's a good one. Huh? Anxiety. Yes. Definitely. When things are not going our way, anxiety. What do you feel? How you deal with it? When things are not working for you, how do you deal with it? Anesthesia? Okay. There you go. So numb. Is that it? Is that it, Karen? Numb is. Okay. You run away? Okay. Confront it. Okay. Okay. All right. So the way you interpret the question is not working for you, meaning relationship when somebody's doing something for you. Okay. Because it might be, some people might interpret this when things are not working for me, meaning that I don't have the job, I don't have the financial life that I want to, I don't have whatever. It could be anything, okay? So the only thing you know, it is not working for you. Okay, fight. What else? Jessica, you're going to say something? No, there is no, trust me, there is no right or wrong answer to that.
But for her, it might be.
Drink. Okay, there you go. There you go. She said anesthesia. Okay, it's basically the same thing. Okay, good. All right. Does anybody else want to share? Try to find somebody else to blame. Okay, good. That happens. That happens also. Okay. The most important thing is that we are actually honest with ourselves. Okay? What is it? How do I deal with things that are not going my way? When things are not working? And let's be honest with you, that happens in life, right? Sometimes things works and sometimes it doesn't. That's natural. There is nobody here that life always works for them. Okay? There is always sometimes, okay? It does and it doesn't, okay? Another question that I have for you, how you approach it. Someone upset you, made you sad or angry. How do you deal with it? Huh?
I cry or I fight right away without thinking of the consequences and after.
uh-oh, right? And that's what usually happens when we are angry, right? We lose our mind, and then we end up saying, what did I do, right? So you go in and you might confront the person, and you might say things that, who else? Who else? Okay, anybody. So give me an example, how you deal with it. You'll be sad. You get angry. Okay, all right.
I don't confront, but I create like all these things on my mind, like all this monster. This is why, like even trying to instead of ask direct to the person, I create all these monsters adding.
Oh, that's awesome. So you create stories
Yes.
in your head that what am I
Yes.
happened?
Yes.
Why did they do
Trying to
that to
simulate it,
you?
yes.
And
Like
all
that.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. We do that too.
Thank you. I remember the word.
Okay, good. Okay, answer to yourself. Try to answer to yourself. Even if you don't say anything, don't share with the public, try to answer those questions, okay? It's very important. Um, Something really good happens to you. Mm? So how do you react to that? and how
Anybody that answers the phone is
and
gonna
how
hear.
and how do you interpret the good things that happens to you? You go in and say, oh, uh, the good spirits help me got that thing. I'm so grateful for God, you know, that God opened up that window for me, and thanks to God, this happens to me. This sounds like you guys? Okay, all right, good. Um, your kids, your husband, your friends, your co-workers does not behave the way you want them to behave. How do you feel? Huh? Throw things on them. Seriously, that's a serious question. Try to answer. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay. But uh-huh. Mhm. That is that is a great advice. Did that work for you? Okay, so you accept people just the way they are, 100%. Okay, thank you. That's that. That's no. No. It's good. It's good. It's good. I like it. It's just that that's why I said it's not what you know, but how you usually react to it. And I'm not saying here things like you don't even have to go there. Or if somebody betrayed you, doesn't need to be that. Okay, don't worry about that. Let's go to the everyday life episodes that happens when your family member or your friend, your mom, or your kids, or your coworkers, anybody doesn't behave the way that you want them to behave. Complain to somebody else. That it's usually what a lot of people do. That's a good answer. Ignore. Okay. All right. Yes, that's we do that also. Like we want to try to make them, but they don't want to do. They don't want to behave the way we want it, but we go around and try to make them, you know. And then of course we get, frustrated with this because we seem to want the world to behave like we want the world to behave. Now, let me ask you one question. Is that reasonable? No. but at the same time, it brings a... Huh? But they still want it. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not reasonable at all. That's why when we first start talking, I say, let's not talk about the stuff that you know, because it's completely different than the stuff that you actually do. Yes, the theory and the practice. So you ask anybody, it makes no sense for you to want your kids to act the way you want. And I'm talking about kids. I'm talking about my kids right now. And when they act the way that you don't approve, you freak out. And then you do things that you want them to behave exactly the way you want them to behave. And then when your wife does something, it's the same way. When the husband does something, when the coworker does something, that you don't, it causes tense. You become tense. So basically, the way that we perceive life today, it's kind of like this. If everything goes my way, or if anything goes my way, oh, thank God, it was God who did that to me. Oh, thank the good spirits. And if things go the way that we don't want it, then it's the husband, the wife, the neighbor, the whatever, There is, this is a serious concept of life. Because, see, we are not responsible. You see? God gave it to me. It's my, you know what I'm saying? So if anything good happened to you, it's God, the good spirits. If anything that it doesn't go your way, it's somebody else's fault. Now, is that reasonable? Now, when you look at it, it makes no sense. It makes no sense because we are living life like nothing that happens to us, we created. Okay? We're not responsible for anything. We're just, whatever life throws at me, I react to life, and that might bring a few problems in life, right? Few frustration, suffering, right? Suffering, frustration, pain. Would you agree with that? Okay, awesome. So, because we don't want to take accountability in life. And accountability, it's a very important aspect of our lives. Even St. Augustine said, you should go, before you go to bed, and just ask yourself one little question. Was I a better person today than I was, maybe yesterday? No? Was a better person not only with the things that I do, but also the things that I feel, and how do I deal with situations in life. And the reason why we don't take accountability in life, it's because we really don't feel that we are responsible for it. That's the reason why we don't do it. So I can go ahead and talk to you about, how other people shouldn't, contribute the way you think, the way you feel, that you should live your life differently if you don't realize that you need to be responsible for your own life, that you have the accountability for it. When things happen to you, you have your part, positive or negative. There's accountability right there that needs to be done. And then from 1 to 100, how much do you guys think that you live consciously in life in a 24-hour day? How the percentage? Give me a number. You consciously what? Percent of the time, 20% of the time. You're an optimistic person. Anybody else? Huh? 0.5. He's a 50-50. Wow, you are really optimistic. Yeah, yeah. I thought of that too. I thought at least 5%. But researchers tell that we are 1%. 1%. 1% consciousness of our everyday life. Everyday life. Every day. 1%, 24-hour a day, you do think consciously 1% of the time. So let me give an example. You walk from here to your car, okay? If you notice, there will be probably 4 or 5 different type of smells that you don't feel. You have no idea. You are completely unconscious of them. Okay? Now, because we are not paying attention. Okay? We're not. We're walking, pay attention. See if that's true or not. You drive from one point to another point, and you don't even remember how you get there. You go in and you know, they would say, oh, this store. I never saw this store here. Oh, this thing here. Oh my God, I didn't see it. Oh, it's this new, it's this, that, it's that. We usually go and we are like robots, paying attention to nothing and just in our own mind, like going, reacting, thinking, and do it. And then we are unconsciousness. We don't pay attention to anything and to things also. And when we do pay attention, it usually comes with a judgment of it. So we lost the capability just to pay attention to things, observe things. I was watching a documentary the other day, and this documentary was about a life in prison. There was a bunch of them. And I was watching one of them, and while I was watching, I was observing something. I was like, man, this type of, a lot of people are seeking for this type of life. Because when a person is in prison, when a person is in prison, no one, someone else actually turned the lights on and off for them. Right? There is a specific time that you have to eat. So if it's like noon, you're going to eat. Not 12:05. Noon, you're gonna eat. And then if the lights goes off at 7, for an example, 7, the lights will go off. So it's if you look at it, you're gonna see that a lot of us are seeking for this type of life when people are telling you this is what you have to do to live. You have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to do this, and you have to eat that way, and you have to exercise that way, and you have to do this, and you have to do that. There is so many things because we are looking, instead of living the lives, we are looking for systems to control our lives. And when you look at a prison, for example, you will see that even though they have food to eat, they have everything there, there is this energy of sadness. No matter what jail or prison that you go, right? Even watching a documentary, you become sad. Because there is nothing that the human being hated more than the lack of freedom. Yeah? The lack of freedom. It's not the lack of money. It's not any other lack, but the most what bothers the human being and makes them suffer is the lack of freedom. But look, at the moment that you start to draw a system to your life, that you have to do this, you have to eat that way, you have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning, you have, I don't care, does it sound like slavery to you? They have to. Exactly. They have to go there and they have to do the stuff that they want to do, right? Okay. But the only problem that we have with this is because we are not observing our own necessities, because we are 100% unconsciousness of it. You know what I'm saying? So why would I have to eat? Do I eat because my body needs, or do I eat out of a habit? Okay, habits are unconsciously. I don't care if it's good habit or bad habit. They are unconsciousness. It's when you do something on your auto robot we call habit. So I don't care if it's a good or bad habit. Habits are bad because you're doing something unconsciously. And what are we trying to do is to live consciously. That's a problem. If we don't pay attention to the stuff that we do on a regular basis, if we don't pay attention, we are not watching what we do, and we live life unconsciously. And then when the bad or the, I'll let you talk in a minute. When the bad or the good habits means that you're doing whatever it is unconsciously. Okay, now, you can walk unconsciously. Your body can work, unconsciously, because that's what they do. But if I understand the necessity of my body, I will eat when my body needs to eat. I will not eat when the habits that automatically comes in, because I turn from being conscious to unconsciousness. And I don't have to follow anybody else telling me what do I need to eat, because I actually know what my body needs it. I'm going to give you an example of this. I, Yonara, love to eat carbs. I love carbs, but my body hates it. My body hates it. Every time I eat carbs, give me an hour and I'm in bed. Now, some people eat carbs to go to the gym. They eat carbs and go to the gym because carbs give them energy, right? Well, to me, it doesn't. But because we're not paying attention to our necessities and the necessity of others, we want a system to tell us what to do. And in a moment that you get inside of the system, that you have to do this, and then you have to do this, and then you have to wake up, there is a study over that, and how bad for you is to wake up to alarm clock. We don't even allow our body to wake up naturally anymore. And then we are living unconscious because we're turning ourselves into robots that have to do this, and then they have to do this, and then I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. I lose my freedom. And what happens to the day that you lose your freedom? You become sad. Because your unconsciousness, you don't know that sometimes your state of anxiety or your state of sadness, it's because you don't have a freedom. You want a system to tell you what to do. And sometimes religions does that. You have a religions that will tell you exactly what you have to do. I was watching another documentary about this, I don't know if you guys watch about this Mormon guy. It's in Netflix. And he actually got, arrested. And when he got arrested, he was the prophet of the religion, very strict. That you have to do this, and then you have to do that, and then you have to do. And they thought that after he was arrested, that he actually got sent to life in jail because of arranging marriage with underage girl, 14, and actually having sex with underage girls also. Everything in the name of the religion. Okay? When he got sent to jail, to life in jail, they thought, okay, now everybody's going to, live their lives. 4 or 5 out of the whole compound of thousands of people, they're still there today. They're still listening to them, to the prophet that is in jail, and telling them what they need to do. Now, there's one thing that you see when you're looking for a system to control your life, because you're so unconscious that you cannot see your own necessity. You cannot observe what your body likes. You cannot observe what other people like, because you're looking for the system to control you. It's like, okay, it's good. You have to understand. We have to understand the mechanism of the ego, because the ego wants structure, regimen, to tell the ego what to do, because the ego wants to be right and wants to do right. And notice that when you lose freedom, you become serious, too serious for life. You're interested in more things that to do than live your life. Yes, you do have to go to work, but work, it's not your life. It's something that you do to pay the bills. It's what you do. You go there on the time that they tell you to go, and then you go back. It's a job. It's not you. It doesn't represent who you are. Go ahead, Hannah. Mm-hmm.
Because, from you, some habits are negative. But how about the power of the good habits, the positive habits?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Look at this right way. When you do something habits, it's unconsciousness. What we're doing here in life is be consciousness. The definition of habits is something that you do without knowing that you're doing. If you want to live your life with bad habits and good habits, substitute the good for the bad. You're not focused on a big picture that is to become consciousness. You do something that you like. You know a good example of this? That I said, you're going to go and because you have a habit to walk down the block, you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and you walk down the block, but every time you do that, you were doing sort of automatic. You don't enjoy anything. You're just walking because you're used to it instead of choosing to wake up one day and say, I'm going to choose to do a walk. I'm going to choose to appreciate life. And the days that I cannot walk, it's okay because I can sleep. You see the difference? The thing is, and this is how the system wants you to think, because that's the way to control. Because if you're doing something that you are unaware of it, and that's what habits are, it's unconsciousness. We want to have a different perspective in life. We want to become consciousness all the time and make good choices. In my point of view, a habit means you're doing something unconsciousness, and the way, the different perspective that we want to talk about here, that's why I say to you, let's bring a different approach to life. It's an approach that we are here to become consciousness. Because imagine somebody walking 99% out of time unconsciousness. There is a problem. There is a problem with us. There is a problem in the world. There is a problem. And we need to do differently. We need to have a different approach in life, because life is freedom. And we are freedom. So don't come to the center because of me or because of Luigi. That's a crime, actually, right? You come to the center for the right reasons. You come to the center to maybe, okay, I'm going to come to the center because I feel the evolution, the need, the necessity of my soul of transformation. I see that. It's not because someone told me. I see the necessity of transformation. And that's why I come. I don't come here to listen to Jesus Christ's world or transform, or don't come to the center to resolve your problems. That thinking that you're going to come here and all your problems in life, it's going to go. They're not going to go. You're still going to have problems like everybody else in the world. You see how living consciousness means? That you are doing things without knowing why you're doing them. And then at the first time you get here and you get disappointed with Cynthia, with Manny, I'm not going there anymore. See? This place, you should, they talk about charity and love and forgiveness, and all of a sudden, I see a person that doesn't do any of that, and then, you are unconsciousness of your own necessity. So look, close your eyes, search for the necessity of your body, but also search for the necessity of the soul. And then you decide to come because you see the necessity, because living that way, as you all said at the beginning, it's not working. Yes.
No, and just complementing whatever you're saying. Good habits today, people are talking about being successful.
Yeah.
And what you have to do to be successful, that is
there is a video that I saw 2 days ago. Exactly. There was a reason that the TikTok video that I saw 2 days ago. The TikTok video was like this: me searching the internet for the best thing to eat, and then it goes, take vitamins. They're very good for you. Okay. Oh, don't take vitamins because I'm a doctor, and you shouldn't take vitamins because, get your own vitamins from the food. Okay. Then I'll go, okay, I'm going to get, don't buy food because there was so many agrotoxic in the food that no longer is going to go in the food. And then you say, okay, don't eat the food. So it gets confusing because only you can know what is that your body needs. You need to know. And then, but because of people telling you how much you should eat and how much you should exercise and how much you need to do this and that, I say, if you know me, you're gonna know that I was a person that I used to play around with my friends and I say, I'm against exercising, right? It used to be me until my legs started to be weak. And then what did I hear? I heard my body. It said, you're going to need to do a little bit of exercise because in 20 years, you're not going to be able to walk. So I start doing exercise because I listen to my body. So listen to the necessity of your bodies, and you're going to come to the surprise that some days of the week or of the month, your body doesn't want to eat. Not you. You want to eat. Your body doesn't want to eat that day. And there was reasons for that it doesn't want to eat that particular day. But what do you do to yourself? No, I have to eat. No, so you shove it, all the food in because you have to eat based on what? Habits. Exactly. Habits. That's why if we take away the habits, instead of going from bad to good from bad, we want to take it and live life a little bit more consciousness of everything, not only the food, but also you need to be aware of your necessity emotionally, spiritually. Pay attention. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to life. I don't know if you guys seen, but have you seen this pictures of the space from the new telescope? Yeah, who saw it? Okay, great. It's all over the news and on the internet. It's great, right? So we were able to see stuff that, it was amazing how beautiful that was. And I hope you guys know that those images, lots of them, and some of them was 13 billion years ago. Yes. Did you guys know that? Okay. The pictures that you were seeing was the picture that happened 13 billion years ago. 13 billion years ago, you were watching. Wow! That is great! If you look at the sky with a telescope, the star that you look at the telescope and said, oh, that's a nice star. That star doesn't exist anymore. You actually perceive something that it doesn't exist. If the sun disappear, it would take us 8 minutes to realize that the sun had disappeared. 8 minutes. Now, if there is an alien and Pluto watching us from Pluto with a telescope, what they're going to be seeing is probably image from the 80s. The theory today is that if you go and do a trip, let's see if it's possible, of 65 million years, light years, when you look at Earth, you will see dinosaurs on Earth. That's the theory today. Yeah. Blows your mind. Just, huh? Exactly. Not only Tesla, physics today. So the only thing we thought that we have when it comes to science was time and space. Now the new scientists are saying, forget about it. There is something else beyond time and beyond space. We don't know what it is, but for sure it's something. So if time is an illusion, think about that, because it is. Time is an illusion. So you believe and you perceive what you believe and what you perceive. That means that how should I behave when I'm 80 years old? Oh, I should walk slow. Why? I should have pain. Why? Because I am attached to time. I'm connected 100% there to time. But time is an illusion. Oh. So what's up with that? So maybe, just maybe, and I would like to think really hard about that one, you're not even living in reality.
That's some inception stuff.
Exactly. But it is a possibility. It's a concept of quantum physics and a lot of things. And the scary stuff is that the numbers match that theory. They do. It's scary, but they do. So what happened is, why are we taking this life so seriously? It's my question. When we don't even know. Because we don't know. Exactly. But do we want to live this life? Or we want to live the possibilities of life? Huh? How the more attached that we come to these little problems. Because we see problems as a big, huge, universe, black hole type of thing, when problems are only situations. There are situations that we have to deal with. Huh? It's wonderful. Situations that we have to deal with that. But it's not our whole life. And the reason why we may, and this is not Yonara talking, get this right. This is scientific information from people that are studying all these theories over that, most of the physics. So they are saying that we're not even living the reality. Okay, point. Then we're going to go ahead and add this to the things that we need to see. The things are, we are 99% unconscious of everything that we do. Oh. Maybe if we pay attention to life the way we should pay attention to life, we are going to live with freedom. But it's not a freedom that you can go and go. It's a spiritual freedom. Because I was talking to a spirit the other day, and he told me one thing that I was like, what? He said to me, drop time. Oh, what do you mean drop time? Because time is going to come to perceiving. So when we think that we're living on time, there is a problem, because it's going to be always the past, the future, and the present. But the new theory today will say that life is built on experiences. Okay? And experience meaning place. So time is only a place that something happens. That's why you can see through the light of the telescope. You don't see the time, you see the place. And that is wonderful, because when we think about the possibilities that we can believe, that we can live, and the wonderful things that we can experience, we will not going to pay too much attention to all these little problems that we have here in this little planet, because we can be living and experiencing and do wonderful things in life. And this is the way that we can start maybe to approach life. Okay? We are we only get old that fast because we perceive in time. Who said that a person here on earth could not live 140, 150 years? If not, they're on the society telling us, no. When you're 90, you're very old. Who said? Huh? Who said so? Those are the systems that we want to be controlled by them. All the time, we want it to be controlled by that. And it's not like you're going to watch Yonara talking over here, and then all of a sudden, oh, time, it doesn't matter. But what happened is time. What happened is, and do this exercise, every time that you are in the past or in the future, on your thoughts, just try to say to yourself, time doesn't exist, places do. You're going to see that automatically you're going to pay attention to the place that you are, to the experience that you have. And whatever it is that you do, you're paying attention to. Because if you believe and you believe in time and you think time is whatever that affects you, that say that I don't have much time or I have more time. If you're very attached to the clock, you're going to have to pick. You're going to live either in the present or in the future. Or on the past or in the future. Because that's what you believe. But when you believe in experience, it's wonderful. Every little thing that you do, it's wonderful. Because you take a shower and you have a shower experience. You eat and you feel the flavor of that food because you're observing. You're paying attention to the food that's going to go, to your body. And then all of a sudden, life becomes light. Just because you decided to pay attention and you decide to live outside of your mind. Outside of your mind. Yes. Yeah.
Wait a second, maybe this belief is not mine, so what I'm doing right now may
It's living your parents. Yeah.
So I don't want to do this anymore because I may not believe.
Exactly, because the way that you think that you believe that you take the way that because you are 90% of time unconsciousness, you're doing things that other system and other people and how they taught you to be and how you should act and this is right and this is wrong and that it's not even your own. And that's living unconsciousness. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There you go. The life that we do, the life that we go to work is just that because we need to pay the bills. If you give that importance, you're not going to suffer in your job. Yeah. Then then no. And you? Huh? It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, of course. It's whatever. If awesome. What happens is it's obvious. It's like you perceive time. It's the same story. When you go over there out of space, then you see the time is relative. Then it's not really what is subject to time. It's your own mind. That's what it is. If you're not subject to it, then because you believe that when you get old, your mother told you, your society told you, you're going to get sick, you're going to get old, you're going to forget things, you're going to do this, and you're going to, and those are the beliefs that you live your life based on it. Okay? Yes. That too. That works too. It's just the possibilities. If you guys can get anything here today, I would say, why are we living this life when we could be living all the possibilities out there? That's all. Okay? And what is it that I can do to get, it's, believe it to me, it's wonderful not to know. It's the best feeling in the world is when you say, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. And even the scientists are saying today, I don't know. I don't know. Because when you think you know, the problem starts. Because you think you know something. When looking at the small theories that it's out there, when you look at the picture from a telescope that took pictures from 13 billion years ago, you realize it's not it's not hard, you realize that you don't know anything. And that's okay. I don't know anything. You don't know anything. Nobody here on earth knows anything. The only thing we need to do is live and enjoy life. Everybody that thinks that they know, they take the word, they become serious. Because I know. You don't know. You might think that you know.
I think we know pieces. Everybody knows little pieces.
But you don't know. You don't know. Everything that you think, like, look at science. Everything that they thought that they knew, they didn't know. It was completely gone.
I was just going to say that there's the expression, the more you think you know, or the more that you don't know.
The more you think you know, the less you know.
Yeah, that's what it is. And let me tell you something. And this is a realization for me. It's like freedom for me, because I am a person that I was a slave, and I'm still am, but of knowledge. I wanted to understand the world so badly, and I wanted, and every time I put my feet in, I'm sitting there, and I realized that I don't know. The searching to have security by knowing things, it's an ego life. Because we're just not going to know for now, because we only going to know when we experience. Okay? So you might say, oh, there is life after death. There is. But you will still live your life like there isn't. Why? Because you did not experience. The day that you experience, you are not going to live the same way. Yeah. And then what's going to happen is you can experience as a spirit. We know that we are much more than this body. And we can have wonderful experience sitting. And that's what the retreat, the spiritual retreat, is all about. We're going to have 2 days of silence. Why? We want to be consciousness. And there is no way to be conscious if you don't silence yourself a little bit. To try to become consciousness of you and the things that are surrounding you. So when those are what the spiritual retreats are for. Anywhere you go, you can go to India, you can go here to the center, you can go to what is the place in Georgia, Vipassana. You can go there. Why? Because you want to become consciousness. When you close your eyes, you're observing. That's all you're doing. You are observing the wonderful possibilities that you are, and the wonderful things that you can experience within. The same thing that are out there in the universe are in here, inside of you. See? The whole solar system and the things that we're fascinated about it out there are inside of you. This is how your body works. The way your body works is the way the universe works. Maybe we don't know anything because we're not paying attention. Okay? So let's pay attention. Any questions? All good? Thank you.
But I
you. Awesome.
It's interesting because I was at the on Hillsborough and Powerline in the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I turned around and I saw this very, very unusual cloud formation. It was just wispy white,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like oval, like a long air, the Goodyear balloons, like
Mm-hmm.
that shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in my car, and then I saw somebody trying to take a picture, and I said, "Are you looking at what I'm looking at?"
The SpaceX launch, right?
Yeah.
The SpaceX.
Huh?
The SpaceX launch.
Oh, the space launch?
The SpaceX launch was last week. A lot of photos were
A lot of
exactly what you're
photos was
describing.
out. A
It was
lot of
no,
people
it was just a
saw
couple
it.
of days ago.
Yeah.
Space.
But we saw not only the dome, but we saw this tiny white
Mm-hmm.
thing moving along the sky
Mm-hmm.
vertically.
No, there's a lot of people that see actually UFOs because they're paying attention to the sky. And the thing says that if you pay attention, you're going to eventually see one. Okay? The reason why we don't see it is because we are not paying attention and we're looking on the phones, we're looking everywhere but the sky.
I love looking at clouds. I'm always looking.
Look, keep looking. All right, thank you.